So you just found out that you are pregnant and you are beyond excited. The emotions are so high and you're just so happy. But now you're like, okay, now what? What happens at my first prenatal visit? Do I need to schedule something special? Do I need to do this or that? So that's what we're going to discuss today in this video. If you do not know, my name is Heather Martin and I am a childbirth educator. I am a mom of 4 and I love guiding and supporting women along their pregnancy childbirth journey. Okay, so after you find out you're pregnant, it is very important to call your doctor. So if you have a doctor, that would be best to call them, or just to call the local clinic or hospital to see what would be your next steps, okay? Because every location is different and everything is different. It may vary depending on where you're at. But some of the basic things that happen at your first prenatal visit. The first one would be blood work or labs. So typically they draw blood to confirm pregnancy because it's a lot more accurate when they take it or test it with your blood, okay? They will typically check your blood type so that they know that, and that's on hand and on record. They may also check to see your immunity to some infections or your exposure to any infections. Now again, this may vary depending on location and where you're at, but typically labs and blood work is done at the first prenatal visit. This would be a urine sample. So this is something that would happen at your first prenatal visit, but it probably will happen at every prenatal visit from here on out. Why they check your urine would be they're checking for sugars, protein, ketones, any blood cells, and any bacteria that may be in your urine, okay? Because that could tell the doctor different things about your pregnancy as well. Depending on how far along you are, you may have an ultrasound. So that is something to talk about maybe on the phone when you call to make your first prenatal visit. Ask about if an ultrasound will be performed, because a lot of women like to be prepared and know that that probably will happen. Usually, now it's different everywhere, but usually there is an internal ultrasound done at 8 weeks, around the 8-week mark. Internally, because they can hear the heartbeat better that way. I just have to say, please be careful with the internal ultrasounds, especially if you have a history of miscarriage. That is something to discuss with your doctor prior to having it done, okay? Otherwise, there are external ultrasounds that are just done externally, like on top of your uterus there. And but typically early in pregnancy, it's harder to hear the baby's heartbeat. But just to kind of see baby and see where baby's at, sometimes they will just do the external ultrasound, and sometimes they don't do an ultrasound till later on in pregnancy, okay? So that one really varies based on doctor, hospital, and everything, okay? There will probably be a health history questions happening between you and your doctor on your health history and baby's dad's health history. This is because your health history and the baby's dad's health history can give the doctor kind of a baseline on baby's health and you know what may affect baby and what may not, okay? It is very important to ask questions of your doctor. If you do not have any questions for your first prenatal visit, I do have some for you in the description below. You can actually check that out. Otherwise, as they come up during your pregnancy, write them down and bring that to your prenatal visits. And then write down the answer if you need to. I know that I did that. So I will see you in the next video.